All right there. I've had a few people write to me recently asking if I can do some of those old like response videos where I, watch some students online talking about why communism's great and tear them to pieces in a humorous manner. But to be honest with you, there's not much of that stuff left on YouTube. We chased them away. People are scared to record themselves being stupid and ignorant because they realise that people are going to reply to it. But nonetheless, I did spend a bit of time trawling the tubes. Found some funny stuff, not substantial enough for a whole video, but there was these communist student elections, these little 30-second clips of people going, "Hello, I'm Roger and I think vote for me because I think education should be free for all and we will fight with workers in places like Iran and Peru." Students. Disgusting things. But what I did end up watching quite a few of was these dating tips, these sort of, handsome young men full of life and full of energy explaining how you are going to land the woman of your dreams in just 5 simple techniques. Most unappealing people you've ever seen. They remind me of like corporate speakers, people who get up on stage and tell you how you're going to turn your business into a multi-million-dollar business by listening to me. There's something hideous about that. It's sterile. It's void of the realities of engagement. What's wonderful about falling for someone or dating someone is fucking them. No. Well, yes, but what I mean is those, the rules of the game, the laws of attraction. And all these tips, some of them are fair enough, present yourself well and all that, but I can't help but think these broad strokes, they by the very nature of them being broad strokes and kind of like one size fits all, they're actually detracting, moving further away from your actual power as an individual. Because what makes you is you. And what I see in these, these dating tips or these pull the girl of your dreams, advice videos is just standardization. This sort of, it's like a dating factory. You go in one end, you do what they say, you come out the other end, you meet the parents, you ask these questions, you do these, and you're selling yourself up the river. Because there's only one very simple thing you need to know about pulling birds. And listen, if you're a woman and it's blokes, or if you're a man and it's gays, or if you're a bi-subgender and it's hedgehogs, I speak as a heteronormative person. I do apologise. Sorry about that. But there's one thing that will see you not only in that environment, but through life exceptionally well. And it will allow you to play your hand, whatever it is, at the best possible odds. And it's honesty. Honesty. Now, why can I, some wizened old junkie with a Russian hat on, sweating in the 37-degree heat, covered in heat rash or prickly heat all over my arms, can't see it on camera, thankfully. Why would I be giving you this advice? Well, I've actually proved myself in this arena. I've never had a problem pulling birds. Done exceptionally well. I've been in environments which kind of lend themselves to that situation. I went to art college and then another one. I've done 7 years of higher education. One of my art colleges had about 600 students. Now, it's already an art college. They've done music, contemporary performance art and theatre. So most of the men there are gay or very effeminate. That's about half of them. Out of the remaining half of them are like middle-class fops that no one are interested in at all. Absolutely terrified of women. And then out of the remaining few, you got the ugly ones. Out of the rest of the few, you got the ones with the girlfriends. Essentially, I was the only available attractive bloke left at the end of that that fractioning of potential partners. And I just fucked myself through that college. 3 or 4 a week at some point. Oh, wasn't it good being 19? It's not even a penile thing, just having the energy, just the pure athleticism to be able to just keep pumping. But I've never struggled with women, never struggled with pulling birds, because I've had that one thing, honesty. I was banging this one girl, absolutely beautiful. She was engaged to a doctor, a GP. And she was at one of my art colleges. And I used to, we weren't friends, but at the end of the occasional night in the bar, we'd both catch each other's eyes. They'd be like, And then I'd go to her place. I was so dirty, she'd put my boots and socks on the windowsill and pull the window down on them, because I almost, my feet were so smelly. I virtually had trench foot. And it didn't bother her, because I had this power of being exactly who I was. And when I took my boots off the first time and they stunk to, the acrid, I wasn't like, I'm so I'm sorry about, no, I just went, yeah, they stink, man. I've been wearing the same socks for 2 years. Just be honest about it. I've always played that game. I went out with a Vietnamese girl for 6 years. One of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Very successful in her field. I don't want to dox her or anything. But, an absolute beauty. Some of the people here who know this channel from the early days will remember seeing her and hearing her and seeing me post pictures of her. Just stunning. And on our first date, I just outright said, I spent most of my adult life addicted to heroin. I've got terrible problems. Gotta. Because you are who you are. And if you try and hide things, if you try and shift the focus, there's only a couple of ways that can go. You're going to have to maintain that shift in focus, which means continually hiding not only who you were, but by definition of the way our characters are built and what the present means, who you are. You're going to have to keep lying. Lies breed lies. So if there's things you don't want to say, or things you don't want to admit, or bits of you want to pretend don't exist, be prepared to keep doing that. And that's not good. The other option, of course, is they can come out. Now, admittedly, further down the line, you got a little bit more room to play with. Something you might not have wanted to admit, the hemorrhoids you have got continually, the continual grapes that hang from your anus. A few months down the line, that might be accepted because she's fallen in love with other parts of you. But it's still a secret that you're having to deal with. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't have dinner and go, oh, how's the lobster? Lovely, isn't it? I've got hemorrhoids. That was just an example. But falsehoods, deceit, lies, they're no good to you. And again, you're moving away from your power, and the power is you as an individual. And it always comes down to low self-esteem. Because people who are proud of who they are, people who are happy to admit who they are, that's attractive, regardless of who you are. I've had nothing. I've been on the dole. I've had the shirt on my back that's falling apart. And I've pulled birds in members' clubs in Soho. Women whose families own land in Cambridgeshire. Who ride horses at the weekend. Who went to fucking prep school and finishing school. And things that I don't actually know what they are. Such as those things. Who took me for dinner at their parents' houses and I ate cheese I didn't know existed. And it wasn't that I had any great things to offer them. apart from my confidence in myself, my self-esteem, my value of myself. And that's important. Confidence is the aphrodisiac to top all aphrodisiacs. It's attractive on its own. I'm not asking you to be confident about your yacht. I'm not asking you to be confident about your 6 degrees. Just be confident. A woman will know that life doesn't deal us all a fair hand. A woman will know we are not all born equal. But a woman will also know if you're bullshitting. A woman will also know if you don't like yourself. And why would a woman like you if you don't? Why would a woman invest in you if you haven't got the arse to? Invest in yourself. Since I've had this channel, I'm getting, by the nature of what I talk about, we have a wonderful community of drug addicts, recovered drug addicts, suicides, depressed, the normal selection of humans. And I'm getting a lot of young men writing to me saying, I'm fucked. I've got nothing going on. I'm 2 or 3 a week. And I'm like, well, hang on, what's the problem? You're 28 for a start and you're telling me you've got problems. Jesus Christ, you've got the one thing everyone is after. Youth. You're nowhere near as dead as I am. And I know I'm a bad example. But you're 28 or you're 30. You're a youngster. The world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. So don't start off complaining about the state of your life with, oh, it's all gone tits up, I'm 28. What? Mate, you haven't even opened the door yet, let alone walked into the room for it to have gone wrong. Anyone watching this under the age of 40 complaining that their life has gone wrong, you're healthy. You've got your health. I just watched a documentary about a girl who was 20 inches tall. That's it. That's her life. She's fucked. She'll be able to make something out of it, but let's be honest, being that tall brings issues with it. I watched another documentary about a man with proper cerebral palsy. His brain's fine, but he can't. And his carer is his girlfriend, and it brings me to tears. Those things. The thought of that being trapped in that. No. I mock it. I mock it because it makes me scared. I mock it because it makes me nervous. I need to get that out somehow. I don't want to just sit here and start crying. So I'll give it all that. I've always done it. Next to my junior school, we had a unit. It was called the York Road Special Unit and Language School. The York Road Special Unit and Language School. And it was for all the spastic kids. They were called units as a collective noun. And teachers would say to us in lessons, look, because the unit's playground was fenced off from us, they can't mix with us. Oh no, don't let them mix because they'll probably hit us. And they would say, listen class, at playtime, please don't provoke the units, stay away from the fence. The units! And I'd see those kids and it filled me with horror as a child. Not that because I hated them, not because I thought I was some Ubermensch, mensch, but because it scared me. The thought of that kind of living in that kind of body, living with that kind of mind, not having the freedom to express themselves. And you're not like that. You're not like that. You've got your health. So if you've got your health and you're not old, make it happen. Do something. If you don't like where your life's going, change it. Because you're at the steering wheel. You're driving this vehicle. And when it comes to finding a partner, make it happen. Offer what's on offer. Don't try and take a corn on the cob and paint it red and bend it a bit and sell it as a lobster. Offer it as a corn on the cob. And everything that's good about a corn on the cob. You know what I'm saying though? There's only one tip anyone needs to finding a partner. Someone who loves you, someone who's going to love you, someone who's going to respect you, someone who's going to cherish you. And that is present what is actually on offer. Be honest about not only who you are, but what you think. Don't play along with their ideas. Again, you're going to sell yourself as something you're not. Be brutally honest. And even if they don't agree with you, that brutal honesty is attractive. And people don't want just cucks sitting there going, yeah, no, I'm the same as that. Well, yeah, I mean, no, yeah, I suppose you're right. No, outright, no, you're wrong, darling. You've got it wrong. This is how it goes. This is what I think. It's such a valuable commodity, honesty, and the ability to express it, and the ability to have faith in it. It's going to work for you in all areas of your life. It's going to cause you problems as well, but nowhere near as many problems as deceit. Not even close. Oh, what a web we weave when we practice to deceive, and it gets more and it snowballs, and then you're lying here, you're lying about that, you're covering up that, you can't remember what you said, you start going, gives me the shivers. And I've been there and I've done it, of course I have, and it doesn't work out. Reality, truth, honesty, what's actually going on. That is the rare gold of existence. And offer that to someone with the confidence to trust that at least if you're being honest, you're full of value. That will be received. That will be respected. And that will be seen as being attractive, and people will be attracted to that. Friendships, jobs, lovers, and most importantly, yourself. Because there's no greater damage in life than lying to yourself. Because what happens is you start believing it, and then you're playing a part. You're a character. A character in your own life. No one likes that. People can smell it a mile off. Women hate it. So practice being honest. Practice dealing in the truth. And watch how it improves your life.